The new Airbus A321XLR promises a lot, but there remains the question of how passengers will respond to longer flights on a narrow-body aircraft. Flight crew as well might suffer, with less space and a lack of dedicated rest areas. So, with flights potentially lasting as long as 10 hours, where will crew rest on these long-range narrow bodies? The A321XLR is likely to be one of the biggest game changers in long-haul flying, and possibly not for the benefit of passengers or even crew. The jet is currently expected to enter service by 2023, with production already underway. So far, over 450 A321XLR planes have been ordered by 22 airlines and 2 leasing companies. The major difference with the A321XLR is its range of 8,700 kilometers. This will not only offer easy transatlantic flights, but also connect South Asia with Europe, the Middle East to South Africa, or the southern US to Argentina and Chile. With flight times as long as 9 to 10 hours, this is moving well into the domain dominated by wide-body aircraft. However the aircraft is configured, the simple fact is there is less space than on a wide-body aircraft. Crews will find smaller galley, while common areas will offer less space for both work and rest. Critically, there will be no designated space for crew rest as you might find installed in a wide-body. However, to compensate for this, it's likely, but not guaranteed, that airlines will leave some seats free on longer flights to allow for crew rest. But a row of seats at the back of the economy section is a far cry from the separate crew rest areas seen on many long-haul aircraft. Both the FAA and EASA have regulations for crew rests. The fact that pilots on many wide bodies have a separate room with a bed to rest is not just the airline's generosity, it's actually mandated by civil aviation regulations for the longest flights. Unfortunately for the A321XLR crew, airlines can most likely avoid this requirement with the flight lengths expected. One small advantage, from the crew's point of view, will be fewer crew members to share rest space with. The A321XLR could operate with 5 or 6 crew, whereas a wide-body 787 has a minimum of 8 and closer to 21 on the A380. There are also plans to offer a new business class. We've already seen business class seating being introduced on narrow-body aircraft, and another new version is being designed by Stellia Aerospace. While this is obviously better than standard seating, it's a long way from the spacious suites and privacy being introduced on many wide-body aircraft these days. Unfortunately, it's doubtful that any airline would block such business seating for crew use, although it would be amazing if it did. The A321XLR is not the only narrow-body entering the long-haul market. The Boeing 737 MAX and Airbus A220 also offer long-range possibilities and have the same passenger and crew shortcoming. And as the concept of more efficient narrow-bodies operating longer distances takes off, we will likely see more developments. Perhaps some of these will cater better for crew and passenger comforts. And if flights get even longer, then regulations may mean more space has to be provided. But at least with the first aircraft in this market, it could be an uncomfortable beginning. What do you think is the best solution for crew rest on a long-haul narrow-body flight? Let us know in the comments. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles and a podcast every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe before you go.